There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I think this layout will work for this. I'm about to make you all blind with a big white screen, so sorry about that. I'm not sure what the best way to go about this is, to be honest. So we're just gonna wing it, you know, because that's what we do.
I hate stairs.
That's what we do. Zeni's on the wrong side because if I was on the other side, I would be facing away from the content that I'm looking at, and that's weird. So 1 second. Close your eyes if you need to, because it's gonna be bright. Boom. Brightness. Ultra brightness. Okay. Yeah, so this is a wiki page. So it doesn't have dark mode. This is not the combined leaderboard. This is the record progression page on wiki.supermetroid.run. So this is reverse boss order, which was the first category that I ever got a world record in. Okay. Zeni, you probably answered this a lot, but what made you want to get into speedrunning? I mean, I've answered that before. I wouldn't say I've answered it a lot. I mean, you know, more than once, but early 2000s, I stumbled across Speed Demos Archive. I think I saw that Super Mario Bros. 3 task that like everybody saw like a million years ago. Stumbled across Speed Demos Archive, saw that they had runs of Super Metroid and Metroid Prime, watched those, blew my mind. The end. That's it. I started, you know, trying to do speed run tech at that point. It was like 2004, 2005. Casually did that for 12 years on and off, you know, semi consistently, and then I started streaming. So all right. So yeah, reverse boss order. So this was 2017. Okay. Zost had the record with a 103.37. And when I started streaming, before I was streaming, I only ever did 100% stuff. So my first runs, and these aren't on, this is speedrun.com just because it has a history of submissions that I've made. My first runs were not submitted to speedrun.com, but as you can see, here is my 100% 122.59. I know that's really small. Maybe I can make it bigger. Bigger. Here we go. That's better. 122.59, 7 years ago, September 3rd, 2017. This run was PB down from a 125 for me. So this was the first run that I ever had that just blew my understanding of what my capabilities were just completely out of the water. I mean, maybe we should watch the end of this too. I don't know. But yeah. So here's the caption. I finally got the run I knew I was capable of. What a great run, still improving. So I literally intimidated myself out of 100% with this, which is really funny to think about. It was such a crazy run for the time. Like I said, I had a 125. My goal was a sub 125, and then my next PB was a 122.59. So yeah, I think we should watch the end of that, even though it's not a world record. And then, yeah, so you see that the next run here is an any percent. I had never run any percent prior to this run, so this was my first ever any percent run. Finally finished a run. It was pretty bad, but not my worst, and I'm just glad I got a baseline. Lol. 52.47 PRKD. I never ran any percent prior to this, so anyway, pretty funny. So let me find my my 122.59, and I'm not gonna watch all of like the entirety of these runs. Obviously, that would take way too long. But I think what I'll do is I'll find the run. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna find the run and just kind of skip to the end-ish. So yeah. Okay. So all right, here we go. There it is. There it is. We're gonna fix the chat so that it's easier to see. Okay. Looking that youngin on the screen. Yep, I was 28. 28 years old? 27 years old? I don't know. Watching this movement is so crazy for me, dude. It's like, oh, dude, can I get sub 123? Can we skip the 123, bro?
Forget a 123, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Are you freaking serious right now? Oh, man. Oh, I am tripping balls. I am tripping freaking balls right now.
Oh, man.
Did I miss something, you guys? Like for real, did I miss something? I am freaking out right now. Dear Force.
Dude. I've always been so cringe, man. I was like actually stressed out that it was gonna be 99%, which is so funny to me. Yeah, my previous PB was a 125 something, so.
I cannot believe this right now. That was insanity. That run was pure insanity. What in the world? What in the world? Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so that run was so good for me at the time. Like I said, I intimidated myself out of the category. It was like, I need to run something else because there's no way I'm gonna beat this. So I did an any percent run. It was my first ever any percent run. And then Waldo was like, you should try RBO. And I was like, what's that? And like, I knew what it was, but cause I'd seen it at GDQ and stuff. But I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So I started learning RBO. And I've told this story before, but for anybody who's struggling to learn something in this game, anything, okay? And you know, you look at people like me who, you know, you make it look so easy, right? When I learned reverse boss order, I spent an entire week. So I would wake up, I would go to work, I would get home from work, I would sit down at my Super Nintendo, and I would try to kill Ridley. Keep in mind, this is not practicing the Ridley fight. This is trying to kill Ridley without dying in RBO. It took me a week to do that one time. Okay? Multiple hours a day. It took me a week to kill Ridley once. So, just putting it out there. Learning this game is hard. Okay? It's hard. But if you put your mind to it, you put the time in, you will see results. Okay. So first reverse boss order run. We don't need to watch this, but key hunter percent. I honestly wonder what that means. 114.10. So what's really funny about this? You know what? I bet it is. I bet it's in this. Okay, hang on a second. I need to find it and see if it is. 114.10 RBO. Okay, here's a 121. So I guess the 114.10 wasn't my first. I wonder if. So I remember something happened. So we're gonna look at this real quick. We're just gonna skip. No, this is not it. Okay, so I had a 131. See that? Okay, so that wasn't my first run. Not my first. It's funny. I used to not have any sort of convention, like standardized convention for how I would name files, and it makes it really hard to find what I'm looking for sometimes. 131. Do I have a 131 recording? I wonder if I just didn't even save it. Oh, here's a 144. Wait, no, that's RBO 100%. Oh man, is it just gone? Ooh, Super Metroid RBO 146. Super Metroid RBO 212. No splits. Okay, this is probably it. Okay, so okay, we're gonna rearrange this a little bit here.
All right.
I mean, sure, whatever. Let me just can you please? No, what are you doing? Stop. Freaking Windows 11. Being all weird, man. Can you guys tell I'm a professional streamer? Professional streamer, bro. Okay, it did it again. I don't care. That's actually fine. That's fine how that is. Okay. So I'm coming to Ridley, right? It's my first time here. This is my first ever RBO run. And I'm like, I just gotta kill Ridley, okay? And I'm like so nervous that I'm gonna die over and over and over and over and over. So hopefully this is how I remember it. We'll see. Nice X Factor, bro. Man, I'm nervous. What is happening here?
Okay.
What are you doing, man? Close
dead,
my
right?
eyes. You should be dead, right? Okay. Oh man.
Okay. It just got real.
Okay. So, okay, it just got real.
So gotta get out.
It's my first ever RBO run, okay? Kill Ridley, first try. Let's go.
You need missiles and supers. Oh my gosh, dude.
So, just for people who aren't
Come
aware,
on.
you have to get enough
What is happening
resources
right
to
now?
be able to crystal flash here. And they're not dropping me any missiles, okay? And also, I'm super nervous, so like I keep
Give
missing
me-
farms.
What in the... This is bad. Give me like one more freaking missile, man.
This is crazy. Energy's going down and down and down and down. This is actually insane. A power bomb, bro! Where are the missile drops, my dude? Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay, so I decide to go for some reason, even though I don't have 10 yet. Of course, I don't get any there either.
No, 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 no. Oh, Bob. Crap, 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 crap. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I grab these.
No missiles to crystal flash, bro. Oh, there's one. All right.
No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, I didn't check my reserves. Oh, F my life. Oh. That is awful. Oh, that is so awful.
So I kill Ridley, first
Dang
try,
it,
first
man.
run ever, and then I die before I make it to a
Okay.
save. It took me,
Right after I said,
yeah, so it took me another like
oh,
40
Bob,
minutes to
dude.
kill him again.
What the?
Did I make it out
Come
here?
on, man.
Oh no.
You gotta be like that? Huh?
Okay, we're good.
Gosh.
Anyway, so that happened, right? Anyway, so, you know, I continued, you know, completing RBO runs and then eventually started posting them. 114, 108, 107, 107, 106, 105, 104, 104, 103, 103. And then this was the first world record that I ever had right here. Okay. This 103 and this 103, if I recall, we don't have to go look, but if I recall, both of these were on world record pace, but then I missed baby skip. So, you know, had to keep trying. Yep. Okay, so missed baby skip and stand up. Coming for ya, Zosty Heart. Missed baby skip again, Shiny's Rage. And then there's this run. World record, what? Okay, so let me pull that up. 103, 22, 103, 22. Where is it? Here it is. First world record. Okay.
I am pretty disgusted with myself with that early game, Bismarck.
So we're just gonna skip here. Many of you have probably seen this before, but that's okay.
There's a lot of lag right there. No, son of a...
So that's why it's called the Zeni Spark. By the way, I've done that
Something's always gotta go wrong.
many times. Haven't done it in a while, but it happened to me more than once. So
Ah! Just freaking go, dude. Just go. Just go. You guys, Zost is gaining on me. He's gaining on me. I can't do this. I can't do this. What if lightning strikes my house? What if my power goes out? What if my Super Nintendo explodes?
this run did not have Taco Tank, no.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, not really that much of a pop off on this one, but that was my first record. Okay. So I decided to continue. I don't actually know why, to be honest. I didn't feel like sub hour was gonna happen at this point. But I think I just kind of didn't feel like doing anything else yet. So I decided to continue. Got a 102.37. That was, again, a new record. So let's see if I can find that. Here it is. 102.37. Man, my audio in these is so inconsistent. Imagine 2018 Zeni being not that great of a streamer. Imagine. This isn't even, is this right here? Okay, so right here. So I just, I got a record and then kept playing. Okay, here we go.
Too bad. That's not the image of
Hi, Nia.
Whoa. Let's not miss this again. The left side forgot. Did I save the animals, guys?
Oh, that's right. I decided I wanted to do it to finish a run without saving the animals. Because I saved the animals in the previous one because Zost had.
Barbecue. That was gold?
Yeah, of course it was gold. You didn't save the animals, you stupid idiot.
Okay.
I saved 30 seconds on that segment? How, dude? Freaking dummy. Okay. Right here. Okay. 101.15. So as you can see, my stream layout is getting slightly more sophisticated here. I decided to stop trying to make it look all fancy with like Super Metroid tile graphics. Just decided to go with the basic black bars separating stuff. Yeah, so this is it. Why did I pause? Oh, because I died. What? 101.26. Okay, so I was on good pace. I see. was practicing baby skips, so something bad probably happened. All right, so here's next run. I'm on good pace again, right? So that's kind of what's so crazy about these early runs, and it wasn't this way just for me. It was this way like when Zost and Cop Power and people were doing like any percent back in the day and stuff as well. Like they would get a record and then just keep going because like they knew like there was a chance that they could record again, because the game was like, it's not that it was unoptimized. I mean, compared to today, it was, right? But it's just there was so much room for advancement and improvement in such a short time. So that's kind of what was going on here for me in RBO, is like I would finish a run and it was record, but it was like I know that I can beat this. Like I could beat this next run, so I would just keep going, right?
There goes the 100. Probably.
So there's the parlor shambles.
Yep.
Dude, wow. I've had parlor shambles for a long time, apparently.
I really
Imagine
lose that
that.
much time?
Yes, you've lost that much time. Come on.
Whatever.
101.15.
Considering how that run went, whatever.
There's a gold in the middle there. What's up, Ostrich? Okay, sorry. Just keeping tabs on my ad timer here. Okay, so 101.15, and then we got a 101.03. I did not see that when I was scrolling through these either. It's sad, like, I wonder how many of these I'm actually missing. Like I said, like, I did not have a process for this stuff. Which, I mean, okay, looking back, like, it makes sense that I wouldn't have had a process. It was brand new. It was brand new to all of this. So I don't have the 101.03. It probably is also unlisted on my Twitch. So maybe I'll fix that at some point. But 100.35, so that one's right here. And then, so at this point, this is the point in the grind where I started realizing, okay, if I optimize this and I change this and I take this risk and I then maybe I can get sub hour. That's what I was thinking right around this part of the grind. Okay, so I think this is when I started doing stuff like the Meridia Botch Wound Spark and potentially like going for Taco Tank sometimes, stuff like that. Let's see here. Yeah, see? So I probably got this in the previous run because I'm not like freaking out about it here. But yeah, so that was a new thing that was added there. And yeah, I only saved like a handful of seconds there, so it must have been in the previous run. I wonder, I must have missed baby skip and then gotten it.
Didn't do any
to have this kind of an advancement here.
Combos.
I'm gonna go back here. Just want to go back to the beginning of the run and see if Taco Tank was maybe a thing or not. Looks like Moondance was a thing. So Moondance was, yeah, that's right. Moondance got put into the record when I first achieved world record. Moondance was already in it. But in my earliest RBO runs, it was not a thing. So looks like Taco Tank was not happening here. Yeah. So no Taco Tank as of yet. It's possible that I was trying for it, but not every single run.
Check. The thing is, no, I'm not saving the animals.
No, I'm not saving the animals.
And I wasn't trying to either. Just missed the ball strat over the parlor hill. Thanks, guys. Still wasn't a great run, but it was good.
It still wasn't a great run. See, that's the curse of speedrunning. Look at these splits, man. I mean, yeah, I was red, right? I was red. But look, I golded, and then I golded again, and then I golded again, and I ended up minus almost 30. And my reaction to this is, still wasn't a great run. Like, dude, what do you want, man? Get over yourself, Zeni. Come on, man. Okay, so this, I will watch it, but I need to say in advance, this might be kind of hard to watch. This run, this was the first heartbreaking run I ever had. Like actual heartbreak. So my goal was sub hour, and oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Supporting users don't see ads. Wow. Speedrun.com. Speedrun.com, do you want to give me some of the money that you're taking from people to help them not see ads? No? Oh, that's interesting. You're hosting my content, but you don't want to give me any of that? Okay, that's cool. All right. Here we go. 10002. Okay. So I was going for sub hour, and I've been going for sub hour for a while. Okay. Not a super long time. Let's look at the date. Let's look at the dates here. 10035, terrible lower Norfair, sub hour soon, ? So I'm just gonna open these in new tabs here real quick. 503, service unavailable. Okay, so we have this one was on, by the way, don't worry about these warnings. I've addressed this already on my channel. Date 6 years ago. What's the actual date, please? Okay, April 30th. All right, 2018, April 30th. May 13th. So I was PBing like once every week, once every 2 weeks. Okay. May 26th, June 16th. Okay. So it was the grind for sub hour. Once I started feeling like, oh, maybe sub hour will happen soon. The endless, so difficult, oh my gosh, this is so hard grind was like 2 months. And I was PBing like once every 2 weeks. Like, that's not a big deal. It felt so awful at the time. And I think back on that, I think back on how hard it felt, and it's just funny to me. It's literally hilarious. Okay, so that being said, this 10002, I had been trying to get sub hour for a little over a month, okay? And I knew I could do it, and I felt so close, and I would like try for Taco Tank, and then, you know, it wouldn't be working, and so I'd do like one run with a Taco Tank attempt and one run without, like on off, whatever. Okay. Now look at this pace, okay? So my PB was a 1 hour 35, and I was over a minute ahead. So like sub hour was like free as long as I didn't make any huge mistakes, okay? The thing is, what's really funny about this, I didn't make huge mistakes, but I made some little mistakes along the way. So I lost, 12 seconds on the way to G4. And then Turian ended up so sloppy that from G4 to Mother Brain, I lost another 30 seconds. And I knew that like, okay, I can still sub hour as long as I just, play well for the rest of the run. Okay. And so my kids were small at the time. And okay, Natalie was a literal baby and Sam was like 3. Okay. So, he had no concept of me needing to focus or anything like that. And he was being kind of loud and it was distracting. And then like my cats came in and they were distracting. And like, anyway, I just ended up losing all of that time. And I got here to the end and I hit the ship at 10002. And I literally I got out of my chair, I walked out of the room and I cried because it should have been free. The sub hour should have been free, but I just couldn't hold it together and I was too distracted by everything that was going on. And yeah, I just it's interesting thinking back on this because this is kind of the beginning of me not handling my emotions appropriately or well in regards to this. Now, to be clear, I'm not being critical of myself at this time. I had a lot of growing and learning to do as a person, as a speedrunner, as a father, as a husband. I had so much growing that I needed to do at this point in my life. But yeah, I think about this and I think about this reaction and it hurt. This hurt so bad. Like I said, this was my first actual heartbreak run because it was a woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't. And that's hard as a speedrunner, as somebody who's, pushing for a goal and you miss it by this much. That's a hard thing to process. This is the first time that happened to me. So, so I kept pushing and, oh, one more thing I need to point out here. Well, actually, I don't need to point it out. This will be fine. So I kept pushing and I got the 5931. So let's find that in here somewhere. 50. Where is it? I know I have it. Oh, sub hour. Oh my gosh. It didn't even put the time. Okay. All right. So I'm going to point this out here. So we get to G4. Look at my pace, 0.0. We are minus 0.0 at G4. We had been 15 seconds ahead at space jump. And again, we lost, we bled time all the way down to being literally same exact pace at G4. Same exact pace as my current PB. The thing is, I knew that my Turian had been just complete garbage. But this also wasn't my first time being here like this, and I just I was so afraid I wasn't going to be able to keep it together, right? And I was just going to lose it again. Realistically, again, this was free at this point. all I had to do was not completely F up. So I had a pretty clean first part of Turian, so now I'm minus 18. Save the animals.
Get bent, you stupid game. Get bent, dude. Oh, man.
So yeah, obviously that was a relief.
Holy hell.
This was like the first extremely emotional, like, I've been putting myself through so much effort and so much pain to get here, and I finally did it. In reality, this was like it was like 2 or 3 weeks since I missed the sub hour, right? It's not that bad, dude, but it felt so bad. So yeah, this was the first time that I, had a run that I finished and I was just like overwhelmed with emotion. I was just completely overwhelmed with emotion. And as you can see, like, I went off screen. I think I went and told Sassy, but yeah, like, it was a big deal. Okay. I decided at this point that I was done with RBO, but people wanted me to submit it to GDQ. So I did. And while I was waiting to hear back from GDQ, I started running any percent again. Okay. So I improved my any percent PB. I got a 51, and then I got a 47, then I got a 46, and then I got a 45, and then I got a 44, and then I got a 43, and then I did. So 43 was my initial any percent goal. I was like, I just want to get a 43. So I grinded it down to a 43. How long did this take? So this was June 29th, 2018. So I went from a 52 or whatever I had, 53, I think. I went from a 52 or 53 to a 43 in 3 months. So, more like 2 months, 2.5 months. Pretty good progression, obviously, faster than a lot of people. But one thing that you need to remember about this is that I had been running 100% for like years and years and years casually. And then I ran hundo for a couple months on stream. And then I've been doing RBO for a solid like 7 or 8 months. And so I had a lot of the difficult mechanics down of the game. So any percent, like, honestly, any percent felt so easy. And I don't mean that to like downplay how difficult it is for people. It's just when you're running a category where you're not constantly worried about dying after doing RBO for like 6 months, 8 months, whatever it was, it felt easy. So it was kind of chill, pretty easy for me to make that progression, right? Then I decided to do any percent glitched. I was kind of strong-armed into this by the Tasser Snick. He had come up with a different route that was better than the current world record route. And because of what I did with RBO and Moondance and Taco Tank and stuff, he was like, you should do any percent glitched. And I was like, okay. So I did, and I got that down to this 1138. This doesn't have an actual pop-off because I was homesick from work that day, so I wasn't feeling very well, and my camera was off and my mic was off. And what's really funny about this run is my goal was a 7 in-game time, but this RTA should not have been a 7 in-game time, but it had an extra pause, so it was. But I forgot about the extra pause, so I finished the run, and I was like, we missed it by like 2 seconds. Or whatever, and then it was a 7. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. So anyway, that was it was pretty short. It was like a month of effort for any percent glitched. And then I got accepted into GDQ for RBO. So I started back on the RBO grind, and after a couple months, so again, this was beginning of October, this was end of November, I got this small PB, 5926, which we can watch that. That's fine. But what's funny about it is even after just a few months off of the category, coming back to the category, I was so much better. It was insane. Like the time that I'd spent in any percent and just not doing RBO for a few months, when I came back, it was easy again. I was like, whoa, like, I'm so much better at this. What? It was that was the first time that I took time off and came back and felt better, right? No, you can't get back on my lap. You're being bad. You're being bad at sitting on laps today, Nia. Okay, so 5926 RBO. Okay, so red, like deep red. And then I get to Mother Brain and I'm ahead, right? I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. I think this run missed the Batuan Spark in Meridia. So I'm like laughing. I'm like, this is so stupid. I can't believe this is getting a world record.
Hell yeah. Okay. Here's the best part, you guys. Here's the best part. I didn't even get the freaking spike suit.
All right.
Oh, man.
So that happened. And that was end of November. Okay. I decided to come back to the category because GDQ accepted the run. So I wasn't even really planning on grinding for world records. I was just like, okay, my focus, preparing for GDQ, I'm just going to do a bunch of no resets to try and make sure that the GDQ run goes as well as it can. I think when you are submitting to something like a marathon, that is probably the best way to approach it, is making sure that you are completely prepared to do what you're showing in a marathon setting. Okay, so that means knowing the route and everything that can happen that can go wrong inside and out, knowing how to pivot if something does go wrong, knowing how to explain if something goes wrong. Just, you know, generally, like, it's very different. Like, it's a speed run, but it's very different than like a PB attempt or a world record attempt. Like, the thing about a marathon is you're putting forth like a showcase of something, right? And so it's, in order to have a good showcase, you want to make sure that you have addressed every edge case that you possibly or realistically could. That being said, that's never happened before. Like, there's a reason that's a meme, because marathon runs, sometimes they just go sideways and there's nothing that you can really do about that. What you can do, though, is be prepared as much as possible. So that was my focus here. I was like, okay, we're not going to be grinding for world records. We're going to be preparing for RBO at GDQ. Okay. Then I get this record and it was like a bad run. Like, it didn't even get the spike suit for the Batuan Spark, right? I was like, okay, that's funny. And then the next run was this 58:37, which you can tell is quite a leap again, right? This was on December 31st, 2018, New Year's Eve. Some of you have probably heard me talk before about how, for whatever reason, New Year's is like, it's like the special holiday for my speedruns for some reason. This was the first time that happened, okay? So New Year's Eve, 2018, we had a stomach virus going around our house. Allison, my youngest, was a little baby, and everybody was throwing up. It was freaking miserable. I don't remember who got it first, but it was just going from person to person to person to person. And I remember actually thinking, like, dude, I hope this doesn't continue going around the house all the way up until like my run, because I was supposed to be doing GDQ in like 6 days or something. I think my AGDQ 2019 run was like January 6th or something like that. Like, it was coming up, so I was nervous. But I woke up New Year's Eve morning and I booted up stream and I started like warming up. Actually, no, I started warming up before I booted up stream. And I kind of want to go find it, but it would take too long and it would be too hard to make sure that I don't capture something I shouldn't. So I'll just say, I remember messaging Kano and being like, dude, I'm playing so good today. Like, I was warming up before stream. It's like, bro, like, I'm playing so good today. I don't know what's going on. My fingers like felt so good on the controller. Samus was snappy. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm in the zone already. Like, I'd only been playing for like 20 minutes or whatever. So I start up stream and I should just organize these, honestly. That's what I should do. Maybe I'll do that after stream today. 58:37, here we go. Okay, so you'll notice, by the way, suddenly you can see me, but my face is way too bright. I had these brand new lights, okay, that I'd gotten for stream, and they were like actual like photography lights, okay? And they were not great for the space that I was streaming in. It was this little like closet area, and they were way too bright. And so like my face is like completely washed out here, which is funny. But so I start up stream and I start playing.
Nice bounce.
And just want to make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Okay, yeah, so I get on this pace. All right, I'm minus 15. I'm like, bro, like, this is already super real. Okay, so we're fighting Ridley. I'm like, this is a crazy pace, man. like, I can't believe this crazy world record pace that I'm on right now. So we're fighting Ridley, and then he dumps me into the acid, and yeah, so that happened. I was like, oh, heck. Look at this. Like, I would have been so far ahead if I had just survived for the rest of that and finished off the fight.
We were good until Ridley was a little more aggressive than I anticipated.
So I start a new run, and immediately I'm 6 seconds ahead. Do Moon Dance, 18 seconds ahead. Ice Beam, still 14 ahead. Speed Booster, we are 23 seconds ahead. Grapple, 28.9, 29 seconds ahead. Screw Attack, 29 seconds ahead. Get to Ridley, kill Ridley, 44 seconds ahead. So I'm like, bro, what is this freaking run, man? I am so nervous, okay? Despite being nervous, things continue going well through the run. I lose some time here. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think there was some shenanigans in Main Street or something. Barely survived that Botwoon fight. We're okay.
We have to farm here, but we're not dead. So
okay, so we lost some time. Do the spike suit. We do have to turn around and farm, so that loses like 10 or 15 seconds. Okay.
Big PBA.
Kill Dragon. We're over a minute ahead, bro. Plasma, minus 108. Fantoon, minus 112. We get to G4, minus 116. And if I recall, I think I screwed this up in a big way. I used to be really bad at this strat. Oh no, we're good. Okay. I screwed that up on one of my major RBO PBs, and Kano made fun of me for it for forever. Okay, so we get to G4.
Solid, dude. Thank you.
We're over a minute ahead. I'm like, all right, easy, dude. All I have to do is not completely F up Turian, and this is going to be like a 57. This is crazy, man. Okay.
F you. No, you. Okay, we're just resetting the room. It's fine. It's ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. And we got the shot off. You a-hole, you. It's okay. We definitely lost time, obviously, but it's okay. Holy crap. This is the worst Turian I've had in ages. God. I don't even have like any adrenaline going on or anything right now, so.
Yeah, I was so calm. It was very weird. Like, I was nervous, but like by the time, okay. So there's something weird that happens that I'm going to explain here. If you're on a little bit of a pace, usually there's a little bit of nerves. If you're on a pretty good pace, there can be crazy nerves. If you're on like an amazing pace, there's somewhere between crazy and like so many nerves I can't play. This is for me. If I'm on like insanely, stupidly like WTF pace like this, all of my nerves go away because I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I guess, okay, this is free at this point. Like, this game's too easy, like that kind of a thing. I think Nifsky said something like that in one of his Super Mario Bros. Runs. Like, this game is too easy. And people were like making a huge deal out of it. Like, this guy's crazy. Like, I felt like that before on like these kinds of runs. It's really weird. I don't know if it happens to other people, but that's how it is for me. So we do the baby skip here. Obviously, we lost a bunch of time in Turian. So we lost like 30 seconds there. Okay.
Huh?
And people were like, oh, you should save the animals, man.
Okay, just get up.
Because I was so far ahead. They're like, you could save the animals and still smash world record. But I was looking here and I knew like, okay, if I tried.
Out of 58, yo, I should have.
Anyway, okay, so yeah, 58-37. Yeah. Just out of nowhere, wow, man.
What a run.
And again,
thanks for the sub.
So people that were here earlier at the beginning of stream, I showed my 100% 122.59, which was a crazy PB for me at the time. And that run was so good for me at the time that I intimidated myself out of the category. And if I hadn't been about to run this at GDQ, this run would have done exactly that for me. Would have been like, that run was too crazy. I can't keep going. Like, too crazy, I'm done. So yeah, 58-37. Then I have my GDQ run, AGDQ 2019. A lot of you have probably seen that before. And people wanted me to keep running RBO, but I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't keep running RBO. Like, I've been running it for like a year, and my last PB was crazy, and whatever. So I got back from GDQ and I decided, okay, I want a 42 in any percent. Okay. So any percent, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43.06. And then I ended up getting a 42.58. Okay. there were a few people in the community that had been going for 42s before this that all got like a 43 flat or a 4301. I somehow did not do that, even though my parlor and stuff in this game was complete, in this run was complete shambles. So my caption here was, the 4301 curse is broken. You're welcome, cutie. And that was March, the end of March 2019. Okay. So that was from, yeah, my first PB in that grind was February 16th. And yeah, so that was just a couple months. Took me just a couple months to get a 42. If I went back to RBO now, could I improve my record? 1,000% yes. The reason I don't want to go back to RBO is not because I'm too scared. It's because I am 100% happy with the run the way that it is. And I would rather leave the 55 for somebody else to shoot for. If somebody like Zost went back and got a 55, I might consider going back to it. Because that would remove that kind of like, there's like a consideration barrier there for me where it's so important to me that people feel enabled to chase their dreams in this game that I would rather leave that 55 for some future generation. I mean, not literally, but kind of like 2017 Zeni. Like, does that make sense? Like, somebody comes into the game, they're enjoying the game, they try RBO, they fall in love with RBO, and they realize at some point that they're good enough to beat record and have the chance to be the first 55. I want that for someone else. I don't need that, right? There's nothing inside of me that needs that 55 RBO. The run is not perfect. It is very good. It definitely has some shambles points, and it was the beginning of 2023. I mean, we'll get there. But I have no intention on grinding RBO for world record again because I'm completely happy with the way that run is, despite its imperfections, and I want to leave that next milestone for someone else. So like I have to do the hot chip RBO run. When I'm preparing for that, I'm going to be taking every safety. It has to be single Norfair, but I'll take every safety that I can for single Norfair because I don't care about world record in that. You look at this, okay? This is a reverse boss order world record progression. I'm good, okay? Like I don't need it. And I don't say that to be like pompous or elitist. Like if there is a category that I have proven myself in, it's that. So I don't need to. But we'll get back to that. So what does IP mean? Improved previous record by number of seconds. So